Pisces, welcome to your Intimate Tarot reading. What's up? What's going on? If you're new to the channel and you'd like to know why I read Intimate Tarot, specifically sexual energy, what it's about, whom it serves, what you can expect, that kind of thing, it will be outlined for you in detail in the description box. Heads up, if you're that person who is sensitive around the subjects of sexual energy, identification, or description, feel free to pass this one up, but I would still strongly advise you to check out the description box. Okay? You might find that Intimate Tarot suits you, might even help you, and that's the whole idea of why we're here. Yeah, there you go. My regular Pisces collective, you know what's up, you know what to expect. Welcome back. Show me that Piscean. Sexual energy. Congratulations. Your message has been blessed by Our Lady of Perpetual Long Care. Once more. The dulcet sounds of a trimmer. What's going on, please? Show me that Piscean sexual energy. Show me Pisces. Show me that Piscean sexual energy, please, like always. Take it resonates, leave it does not. Reverse those energies as you see fit, okay? These are, after all, general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. Frustrating but normal. Check your other placements, you will find yourself in there somewhere. Show me. Show me Pisces, show me Pisces, show me Pisces. Show me Pisces. Pisces, if you please. What's going on? The Four of Cups. The World. I see. Queen of Wands. Three of Cups. Four of Wands. All right, we'll get back to that. The Hierophant. The Hanged Man. Three of Swords. Yes. We need to do some contemplation. The Fool. I think some of you want new beginnings and or journeys. I'm going to treat this delicately because I can see that there's issues here that are long-standing. Or I'll try to be delicate. It's not always exactly my forte. But I do try to show sympathy and empathy because I do feel those things. Okay? Of course I do. I see things differently. I experience them differently. We're talking about delicate subjects. Four of Cups in sexual tarot, straight up, just to rip the bandit off, is extreme emotional and sexual dissatisfaction. You're not receiving what you need. And also, frankly, you got to that point where you don't want to give it either. So Four of Cups is a withholding pattern. We don't like it. We want the opposite of it. We're deeply dissatisfied with what we've been experiencing once more emotionally as well as sexually. There's no give and take, and you're at that point now where it's turned sour, where you don't feel inclined or inspired to give either or try. Okay? The World. Bare minimum, you want this to stop in this situation. Not necessarily the connection or the relationship, but you want what's going on to stop. Four Cups, you want it to stop. Okay? Here's what's interesting. For reflection, I have someone attached to you that says Queen of Wands, Three Cups. Now, this should be someone who has no issue whatsoever of emotionally and sexually connecting, even if it's in the smallest of ways, showing some sort of interest. So this is either the person you're connected to, and we're dissatisfied because of what they're showing and what they're doing are two different things, okay? Or this is someone who's waiting in the wings who you have yet to experience. Four of Wands, though, is the bridge point between you two. It suggests you have some sort of pre-existing relationship. We'll take a look at that. I'm not necessarily assuming marriage, nor should you. Four of Wands, bare minimum, is what two people have agreed to build, i.e. a relationship. No two relationships look the same. You might have similar milestones, you might have similar building efforts, but the fact of the matter is it's going to always be uniquely built between two people. Okay? So we'll see what that's about. And I am seeing some level of, at least bare minimum, a sense of spiritual and therefore sexual commitment to this. With the Hierophant being there, the Hanged Man, the Three of Swords. The rough translation of that is with deep contemplation, I kind of regret who I sexually committed myself to, and spiritually. Again, spiritual. But this is also intimate tarot. So if you understand your sexual energy at all, you should understand that inherently it's a part of you at the spiritual level. It's not just something your dumb body does. Okay? The more we treat our bodies like these dumb animal things that are hardwired to get off, we have that perspective, it will only do us harm. Okay? You would be shocked how many people have that perspective. Sex or masturbation is just this dumb thing my body needs. No. If you really want to keep it to the 3D, you can do it. It's a choice. But that's not the Pisces I'm looking at. You understand that in some way your sexual commitment has affected you. Okay? Because sex and who you commit it to, it's a choice. So no, it's not just something your dumb body does. We get to agree who we share our bodies with, and if we choose to stick around for a long-term partnership, that's a choice. And it goes well beyond the dumb body, right? So the Pisces I'm looking at, you don't see it that way, nor should you. Okay? I shouldn't be trying to just emphasize that perspective. It's frustrating. It's one of the reasons why I read Intimate Tarot. Anyway. The Hierophant, the Hanged Man of Three Swords. Yeah, I mean, with some perspective, we're looking at this commitment, our sexual commitment specifically. We have some regrets. But the point of the Hanged Man is to suspend judgment and see how far that regret goes. Are we seeing things correctly? Are we viewing our commitment? Or viewing, I should say. But for some of you, it is a review. Are we viewing our commitment correctly? How we perceive ourselves spiritually, sexually, emotionally? Are we perceiving this connection correctly? The outcome is the Fool, however. Now, in terms of Intimate Tarot, he represents new beginnings and being open to other things. New journeys and adventures. That includes the sexual arena as well. So let's get cracking for you. We're going to start right here with that Four of Cups in the World. I know you want that to stop. Okay? Never underestimate the power of 4. It is a very powerful number in nature. It's the first time we see a circle. A circle can be exquisitely strong. Okay? Because it runs on an infinite loop. That doesn't mean it's a good one. So a circle can either reinforce who you are in the best ways and make you strong, or it can weaken you. So you have to pick and choose your cycles carefully. One can either strengthen you or it can weaken you. It depends on the circuit you've created for yourself. So remember that. 4 cups in the world. Some of that 4 cups, please, in the world. In terms of power numbers, 5, 7, 13, they get all the attention. Oh no, baby, 4 is where it's at. Let me tell you. 4 is where it's at. Let's say 4. Well, that's my opinion. Because I see how much power they have. 4 of Wands suggests power. So too does 4 cups. You know? Anyway, let's say that 4 cups and the world. I'm so full of useless tidbits and tarot and trivia. But they're my tidbits. I've earned them. 4 cups in the world. 4 cups in the world. Some of that 4 cups, please, in the world. Oh, goodness. This wrist is stiff today, which is weird because this is the one I hurt. Oh, Judgment. The 6 of Cups. The Devil. We're thinking very, very poorly about our current connection. And you're feeling poorly about it. I get that. I see it. Okay. And it's based on real experiences. You have every right to feel what you're feeling. And it is at the spiritual level, so I know it's hitting you pretty hard. Okay. With Judgment there, 6 of Cups, the Devil. We are thinking increasingly poorly about this connection. And how did it end up this way? Has it always been like this and I've just never really seen it until now? Did I make a bad call when I connected to this person, committed myself towards them emotionally or sexually? 6 of Cups might be a soul bond. It could also be just someone that you've known a very long time. And there's that sense of very poor sexual energy between you two. But it's more than sexual at this point. It is now in the spiritual realm. So it's a little bit more than, I don't like the sex I'm not having. No. It's enough that it's put you in the frame of mind. Is this connection overall comprehensively bad? Has it always been like this? Does this person represent a cycle in my life that I keep getting into? Patterns of safety and security and connecting with somebody for all the wrong reasons? Is this person I committed to? Are they another representation of people I've committed to in the past and I just keep making the same mistake over and over again? That's what's on your mind right now. It's on your mind, it's in your emotion, it's in your sex. I don't know. Do they represent a safety pattern of connections in the past that aren't so safe? In other words, they don't pan out well. Have you met the same person over and over again in a different form? This is what we call karmic lessons. I don't know. Because you're showing me a mixture of being grossly dissatisfied in the present and that you're tying it all back to the past and that you've done this shit before. So very strong reflection point. And now listen to me. Look at me. This is not an accusation. This is where people get really sensitive. I understand. It's not an accusation. Don't take it as one. I read what's here. And for some Pisces somewhere, this is hitting you in terms of awakening, sights, insights. What does it say about me and my connection overall? Because you want to understand it, not continue to live it. Okay? So I agree with this. We do need more perspective about our commitment patterns. To who? Why? And am I just meeting the same thing over and over again in a different form? Because you're saying it's at that point now where it feels really bad. And some of you want to know, why does this look familiar? Or am I judging this correctly? Am I seeing this correctly? Am I perceiving this correctly? We'll get there. So in terms of sex, the emotional dissatisfaction's high, and you're equating it to stuff that you've experienced in the past, and you're looking at your connectivity points overall in the past and where it's led you up to today. And oh boy, why does this feel so familiar? We'll get back to that. Queen of Wands, 3 Cups. Now, that outward energy alone should be like happy, fun, light, connectivity, flirtatious, social engagement, fun, activity. Like I said, it's fun, it's light, it's a little sexy, it's a little flirtatious, it's a little, how you doing, big boy? That's what this is, or how you doing, sexy lady? Whatever. The thing is, that's what this is. In Intimate Tarot, this is super easy peasy to read, right? There should be no emotional or sexual dissatisfaction with somebody who's actually offering this. So I want to know, who is this to you, or is it just presentation? Okay? They don't actually do this at all. That's just what they seem like on the outside. I don't know. Or is this someone whom we've yet to invest in? Okay. Let's take a look at that Queen of Wands and the 3 of Cups. This is someone who should be able to lighten the hell up, have a laugh, have some moments in time with you that are easy, non-pressure, social lightness, emotional lightness, connectivity, and then some fire too, some sexy time, you know? What's going on here? Oh, they picked up now. Queen of Wands, the 3 of Cups. Seven of Swords, the High Priestess, the 2 of Cups. Yeah, they have... Okay, so I'm looking at someone who has the tools, but they don't want to use them for the job. I hate putting people in those kind of rough terms in their sexual energy because it sounds so awful. But then that's what human beings do. This is what I could do in theory, but I choose not to. At least not when it comes to you. They're not listening to their GPS, their intuition that says they should be pointing a bare minimum, if not their sexuality, their emotionality at you in terms of fairness. It's supposed to be fair emotionally, but they're not listening to themselves quite so much. So I know that this person knows how to be light and fun and flirtatious, but they step away from that role quite a bit. They don't question it too deeply. 7 of Swords, the High Priestess, which in Intimate Tarot is one of my favorites. It's that way of saying like a sexual and GPS, emotional GPS and sexual. It's not the same as attraction. Excuse me, attraction's easy. It's like, hey, that person's hot, and then they're immediately off your radar. Done. That's how simple attraction is. It can be noted, clocked, and dismissed within a second. Less than. The GPS here, the High Priestess, says, for reasons I may not be fully able to articulate, I just know that that one's special, unique, and or different. Let's point ourselves at them. So this person understands you two are supposed to be emotional equals with the 2 of Cups, but they don't actually point their sexual energy at you, not consistently, and sometimes barely emotionally, but they could do. They could do, and that's going to drive people fucking crazy. It's really hard when you see someone have the potential, the skills, or at least the potential and skills that you remember, but they absent them step away from them, don't listen to themselves, and they don't keep it consistent with their partner. So they're showing you inconsistent emotional and sexual connectivity. They don't listen to themselves. Okay, let's jump into that Four of Wands. So I know that's what drives people crazy. I can remember how you used to be. I remember how we used to engage with each other. I know you have those inclinations, thoughts, and feelings like I do. You used to share them with me all the time. And you make it seem like you still could, but you don't. That's going to drive anybody crazy. It's an advanced form of mixed signals. Is inconsistency. Emotional and sexual inconsistency. It's why they deviate from it, why they lean away. I don't know. Let's take a look at this Four of Wands. I just know that while it seems like a no big deal thing to them, it's putting you in very serious reflection of relationships like this in the past. And did I make mistakes here? They're not mistakes, darling. With judgment here, it's a lesson about patternizing the wrong long-term connections because of who knows why. On the surface, they look stable or easy. I tell you what, it's those connections that look simple. They don't require too much work. They seem like low maintenance, or they seem stable, that really trick people the most, you know? That's why sometimes I think it's best you aim for the extraordinary or the challenging, because you have to work harder to understand what it is. Something that presents itself as simple, you don't have to understand me too hard. Those can often be the most deceiving. Let's see that Four of Wands. In other words, the person that drives you the most crazy, that challenges you in the right way, not the wrong ways. The one that's like, see, I'm an open book, I'm easy. I'm like a good piece of insurance, honey. Put your investment in me, I'll pay off later. Those ones, I swear, if those don't screw people up the most, sometimes I don't. It's like, I'm nothing. Look at me. Look at my resume. Clean as a whistle. No problems. No bumps. No nothing. Easy investment. Easy target. I swear to God, those cause as many problems as people who go out of their way to be devious. Those two. It's always on the extreme scales, honey. Extreme safety. No issues. The resume looks great in terms of relationship. And then the people who are like, I'm going to be a big problem for you. Those two, I swear to God, cause the most problems. I swear. That's my 2 cents. I swear to God. But the connections that are healthy and good for you, they challenge you, but in the right way. And that means you have to work harder to understand it, to keep it, to see how you're in it. That way you're forced to grow, evolve, and change. Those are the healthy ones. Right? I'll tell you, life is so interesting. Four of Wands. Show me that Four of Wands. Show me that Four of Wands. Anyway, all that rambling aside, hopefully that helps you. Because I feel like that's what I'm looking at here. But you, for your part, are taking it to a much deeper place of, did I do the same thing again? Let's see that Four of Wands. Show me that Four of Wands. Show me that Four of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups. One person here distinctly wants to know, is this a happy, healthy relationship? Because there is confusion here. Two of Pentacles. But it's coming across as an individual contemplation. While somebody confesses that I am comfortable in the material world, I'm comfortable in the structure of this relationship, right? My harm, I'm not physically in harm. I feel secure more or less in this. There is that sense, though, of ongoing confusion, Two of Pentacles, about one's emotional and sexual self. Contemplation of, why is it so hard to connect with what pleases me? Because again, Nine of Cups in sexual tarot says, I know what pleases me emotionally and sexually. I'm familiar with this. I would like to share this with somebody. So the idea of sharing is here. The theory of sharing is right here. But it doesn't feel very shared. The give and take principle seems to be off. Okay, but again, for some reason, you're taking it to a much deeper place. So this could be a very ongoing issue that's currently reminding you of old connections in relationships, because they're taking this quite lightly. Now, again, I don't advocate Seven of Swords and the High Priestess ever. The less confrontational you are with yourself, the more problems inevitably grow. Okay? Someone's not consistent with their emotional and sexual energy. Okay, that's going to add up over time. So while it seems like it's no big deal, we see the effects of how it plays out. So again, the authentic self will always be the best self. So while I'm happy that one person here feels physically secure and physically comfortable with their body, the King and Queen of Pentacles in the home space, okay, so it's looking like you are physically secure. But there is still this ongoing confusion of, I'm still questioning my emotional and sexual security in this. I don't really seem to be satisfied, and I don't know that they are, right? Because when somebody constantly sidesteps their emotional and sexual connectivity with their primary partner, you're going to question if they're feeling it, if they're happy at all. And how does that affect you? So again, it's not looking too egregious now, but the way it hits you, though, the way it's hitting you is so unique, is so specific. So I want to jump down here and take a look at this. Again, I get this, honey. I sympathize. This kind of thing is going to be enough to drive anybody crazy, right? I know that they can connect with me like that, but it's been a while, and when it doesn't show up consistently either, yeah, you're going to really question someone's personal sense of pleasure values and how well do they know themselves because they're not displaying it appropriately, consistently, or not at all. Let's see that here. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be that kind of thing that's going to drive anybody crazy. All right. But you are taking it to such a... I know Ace of Wands tried to jump out on that fool. I know some of you sometimes feel that spike of inspiration. I would love a new beginning. But hold on, let's take a look at this. Show me that Hierophant, show me the Hierophant, show me the Hierophant, show me the Hierophant. Some of you really enjoy your food. You take food to a sensual place. I understand. Me too. Whoa, God, that hit me really hard. Some of you like fresh peaches. Not in the sexual way. I just realized right now as I was saying it how that sounded. That's not what I meant. But for some of you, that might be true. Congratulations to you if that's the case. I imagine you wouldn't be a Pisces that's single for long. But no, some of you really enjoy fresh peaches. You make it a point to get them every year when they're in season. That was incredibly specific. All I saw was this juicy, perfectly ripe, almost pink, orange pink peach. You make it a point to get them every year in season. In fact, some of you go out of your way to get them every season. You know how you have to go sometimes out, you want the fresh ones that came off a real farm? Whenever you see a peach stand and they're in season, you pull over out of habit, or... God, that was so specific. That was really specific. So you may not be a foodie, but you appreciate particular foods. Fresh, organic, whole. Fresh from the market. You like clean eating? Maybe you are a foodie. It doesn't feel like that. It feels more like the wholesomeness of the thing itself, not exactly being a foodie. There's a big difference between someone who enjoys fresh, organic, right, food, and someone who's like, well, they made this using the whatever method at 32 negative degrees Celsius, whatever. That's a big If you've ever met one of those foodie types, like, I love food, I love to cook, I enjoy it, but I'm not about to get in one of those conversations. They annoy me. It's like, I understand you know so much. Good for you. I don't mean that to be a dick, but some people get way too into it. I mean, really. It's like, I remember going on a date once. Let me tell you about all of IPA. How about no? How about no? Thank you. I don't want to hear about it. I'm sorry. It's just what it's like, I get it. You're into it. I get it. Do you want to hear all about tarot? No. Okay, then. You gotta laugh. All right, anyway, I'm sorry. Back on track. I'm having fun with yours today. Even though it's a serious subject, I'm still kind of feeling yours a little more today. Let's see that Hierophant, please. I'm sorry. Let me get you back on track. I'm like, Tyson, like it's about time. I know. Hi, welcome to the channel. My name's Christine. I'm a little different. Sometimes I'm a little chatty. 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 3 of Cups. Man, I know. You want the whole thing. Because you're showing me, reflecting back on them in that 3 of Cups, you're showing me exactly what I'm discussing. So here we have the Hierophant with the 10 of Pentacles, not casual. You're reflecting on what it is you currently have, and that it's important to you. You're showing me stability is important to you. That your sense of empire, creation, co-creation is important. You're saying, I know what I signed up for. I did. I worked so hard to achieve all this. Stability is important to me in my 3D, but also it's important to me sexually. When I signed up for this partnership, I also signed up for somebody who was going to be consistent emotionally and sexually because they wanted me. Because they wanted to do that. And excuse me, somebody had a similar reading where I emphasized the point you're not asking for a lot. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember who. It could be Taurus now that I'm looking at them. But I'm going to point that out to you. You are not asking for a lot. 3 of Cups. The very thing that they say, I'm so good at that. You know, we can have fun. We can be social. We can be light. We can be a little flirty. We can be a little sexual. But they're like, just no. So they're good on paper for it. Right? The theory, but not living up to it. That's the kind of thing, like I said, it's going to drive you crazy. And it has a little, it's driven you a little crazy. Because I know you prize stability in your environment. You've committed to that. So whoever's in here co-creating with you, it's the one element that has proven to be perhaps not entirely stable in a micro way, but it seems to be adding up to you or adding up on you spiritually. So what starts out as micro is adding up to a macro. You understand? And you're like, I've committed to all this. I'm here. I show up. I'm a solid figure in this. 3 of Cups is all I've ever asked for. Just a little bit of emotional connectivity, maybe some sexual connectivity. It's not a lot, and you're not asking for a lot. It looks like you have really committed some really strong energy to your life path with this person. So I agree, 3 of Cups is not asking for a lot, emotionally or sexually. A little more consistency there, you're saying? Because you're like, I get what commitment's about. I signed up to the thing. I know what I'm doing. I'm not asking for too much in return. And you're not. I have to agree. The Hanged Man. You're like, I do a lot. Am I asking for a lot? No, you're not. Let's see that Hanged Man, please. Show me the Hanged Man. Suspension. Suspension of all these things that you're experiencing and feeling. And congratulations to you, by the way, on your 10 of Pentacles. You may not be wealthy. Maybe you are. I don't know. But the fact that you have put such a wealth of activity in your everyday life, suggests that you are a person of consequence and importance. You've taken a lot of factoring in to how you live your life and how it is you want to be perceived. That included your committed self. Absolutely. So it's driving you crazy that some results just haven't been in play for a long time. There you are, the Moon, Ace of Cups, the Hanged Man, 2 of Cups. There it is. There it is. That 2 of Cups they shy away from. Right there. I think you're calling it right here, honey. Right here. There's that 2 of Cups that they lean away from. The Hanged Man. Given how much you have committed yourself to this, you're all in. And what you're asking for in return is not a lot. A Hanged Man. We need perspective on this. You know that 2 of Cups over here? That I said it's there, but they shy away from it emotionally and sexually, even though they claim on the outside that no problem. Turns out it is. The Hanged Man, in your suspended state, as you should be. We are contemplating kind of like their emotional secrets and or depths on their behalf, because guess what? They're not speaking up, right? So you wonder if their 2 of Cups actually aren't empty. What does that say about them? What does it say about you? You need to think about these things. Don't shy away from them, please. It's part of your commitment to thyself. I want you to look at this. You need to look at this. If you want to put a barrier up between yourself and the Moon and not think about that too deeply, you can. That's your choice. But if I were you, given what you know and how strongly you commit to the cause and to the self, do the same for this too. I think you're putting your finger on a very sore, hidden point. Well, if sexual neglect is a version of emotional neglect, what does that mean? Now, I'm not saying if you don't have sex that you two don't love each other. In this instance that I'm looking at for this Pisces and their connection, you're saying, I know this person. They're 100% related. Because again, you're not asking for a lot. Did I ask too much? Was it more than a lot? You gave me nothing. Now nothing's all I got. One. That's you too, of course. Classically, I believe. Was I asking too much? Was it more than a lot? No. It's like we're supposed to be one, but we're not the same. But I want you to take a look at this, honey. Okay. What you will discover in there, I don't know, except for the fact that you probably hit a major point. A sore point, too. Somebody can only be in denial about this so much. It's that person says, yeah, absolutely, I can show up and do this, that, and the other. I got the energy for it. I'm fine. Let's do this. And then they do a no-show every time. Not acceptable in a commitment. It's 3 cups. You know, come on, man. Come on. I want you to think about that. For their side of the 2 of Cups, which is extremely simple in nature. Why is somebody so absent? So fucking absent is what I was trying to say. Why is somebody so absent? And is that related to their sexual energy? Yep. 3 of Swords, some of that 3 of Swords, some of that 3 of Swords, some of that 3 of Swords. And it causes pain, obviously. Three of Swords. Some of that 3 of Swords, please. The Knight, 8 of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. You're saying this hurts a lot. The lack of emotional sympathy or empathy that should be coming your way isn't, and that's what's breaking your heart. Like I said, that micro has added up to a macro. Always pay attention to the little things, because they tend to lead to big things if they are left unchecked. Okay? I hate that you're going through this, and I hate that you're having to question someone else's emotional availability as it relates to their sexual availability, when by all rights they say it's yours. Just not right now. Okay, fine. You can't make someone emotionally or sexually want you, desire you, or love you. Cool. Why are you here? Why are you taking up space in my world? Why are you playing along like you're co-creating with me? Or are you another version of someone I've met before in the past, where this was same shit, different day? Anyway, I can take it to that dark space too. I just, the energy is so light. It's almost deceiving though, isn't it? In a way it is. It's just a small deception that adds up over time, you know? I'm totally like that, totally like that, totally like that. I can spare you the energy in a day, baby, but fails to do so. You're right. I think, Pisces, honey, you called it. This is indicative of a larger problem. Okay? And I hate that the lack of vulnerability or emotionality and expression, sympathy or empathy towards you and their inability to see it is hurting you quite a bit. I know that you are taking that stoically with the King of Pentacles there. You keep trying to focus on the environment, and this is what counts, but you are heavily once more questioning your spiritual availability towards this. And emotional availability, theirs. Basically, you're doing the work of 2 people, and I always advise against that. The contemplation that they won't give space for or consider, you're doing the work of 2, and that always makes me nervous. All right, let's see the Fool, please. Let's see the Fool. Show me the Fool, please. Show me that Fool. Show me the Fool. And when in doubt, clearly this person defaults to love. Right? Yeah, I'm not showing you anything sexual, baby, but I still love you. So like I said, I think you're touching the nerve right here with the Hanged Man. But you don't seem to be available there either. So when in doubt, they default to love. And you're like, is it though? Let's see that Fool. Show me the Fool. Show me the Fool. Show me the Fool, please. The Hierophant. You have some very deep Earthian aspects, my friend. Some of you do. Yeah. Okay, so for now, okay, I hope this doesn't disappoint you, but hey, tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. You made a choice, at least for now. You're going to stick by this commitment because you're saying it still serves a purpose in your life at this time. Okay? The Fool. The only way you're going to be the Fool towards this is to keep yourself open towards it. It's not a new beginning. It's you taking another spiritual leap of faith that all will work out. It's the literal translation. There you go. Okay? I still think that what you're experiencing here, you don't have enough proof. Like I said, you're touching a very sore nerve, you know? The lack of sexual expression. Does that mean that they are emotionally absent? This is going to require more reflection on your part. I want you to take that into consideration, as well as the fact that you are not asking for much. I agree on both of these points. I really want to circle back to your main point on the opening, under that serious contemplation, under the own admission of your deep dissatisfaction with this. Is this another person that I've committed to that meets the criteria of past relationships? I want you to get back to that. I promise you, this feeling that is spiritual in nature is absolutely tied to that Hanged Man. You have more knowledge than I think you are giving yourself credit for. You have more emotional experience in this than you are giving yourself credit for. Okay. But yes, the only way I see you being the Fool at all is to give this another chance. Okay. The Hierophant, Six of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. You're saying, for now, as I understand this commitment, it works for me. Practically speaking, that's a lot of practical reference. But if you are heavily committed to the 3D, the foundation, and the stability, then perhaps that's where your priority is. This is going to need more consideration. I don't want that to add up to any more emotional and spiritual debt than it's already there. Okay. But yes, it's very classic. It's very simple. It's to the point. For now, this connection serves me, and I still deem it as being balanceable. And that's the only way I see you taking a risk at this time. It's that feeling of, I'm going to give this another chance to open up and kind of clean up and shape up. I don't know how you arrived to that conclusion, because as far as I can tell, you're the only one doing contemplation. Like I said, it makes me nervous when I see one person doing the work of two. But if that is your true estimate of the situation, and that is your conclusion, then it stands, at least for now. Okay? Who am I to argue with that? Your conclusion is your conclusion. All right? I hope that this person can become a little more emotionally and sexually supportive. If they claim that they love you, they ought to be able to listen to these things as much as you have been thinking of them. Remember, communication, contemplation, action falls on two in a relationship. You just being like, you know what, I hope this is going to work out, and it's pretty comfortable balance for me. Okay, that's your conclusion. That doesn't mean the problem's fixed. Okay? So just do keep that in mind. Soulmate. Some of you feel that this is indeed your soulmate. Okay. All right. Anything else in here, please? Like I said, soulmates are lessons too. Flirt. It is safe for you to love. I know. I think some of you, that's what you would tell your person if you could. It's safe for you to open up to. I want to know what it is that makes you happy. I want to know what it is that turns you on. It's different than what I'm seeing here, which is active avoidance. But I get it. What you were asking for was not a lot, and from your point of view, that's probably what it amounts to. A little bit more attention, a little more personal attention, right? Unrequited love for some of you. That's the contemplation here. Is the love no longer there? Thus, their withdrawal or inconsistent emotional and sexual behaviors. Okay? Is it unrequited? You've yet to fully discover that. And then also your conclusion tells me it might be, but it's not yet discovered. Okay? All right. What else, please? Choices are being made. I see that number 6 directly reflected back here. That's your choice, and it's your choice for now. And it's the standing choice. Okay? Let's see. That is, yeah, number 6, like I said. It's your choice, and as it stands for now. I feel like you're that person, though, in the window watching the other, understanding that they could give more, be more available to you, emotionally and sexually. And you're always on the outside looking in, hoping to be included, to be more let in. FYI, I feel like I'll be seeing a follow-up to this one in future. It's just, I know emotional and spiritual complexity, stuff like this, Pisces. Some in-depth conversations with yourself. There's more to be learned. Waiting, that's what I'm saying. That's the only way I see using the Fool at this time, is to give this another chance. And waiting for things to maybe turn back around, for the fire to turn back on, to have your moments with this person that are passionate in nature, when they remember, oh yeah, they should be pointing those feelings towards you actively and giving you a little bit more consideration. It's a form of waiting, but if you think it's waiting with a purpose, then you have your answer. Number 20. It's not that I don't want it to work out. It's just your blind faith, well, this still suits me, and the other stuff, I'll get back to that. It makes me nervous. Okay? Do I want things to work out for you? If that's what you want, I also want them to want it more. Okay. Fidelity, number 4. Oh, I saw it. Right there. Right there. I know. You're deeply loyal to this. I know. And the trials, number 17. Trials. You feel like it's a trial. It will pass in time. Then what the hell was with that heavy opening? Did I make a spiritual mistake again? Committing to the wrong person again? Someone playing up to an identification that they don't actually have. Because that's what that is. You know that, right? Yeah. This is me. This is who I am. Outward appearance. This is my ID. You can count on it. Right? I'm connected to you for all the right reasons. This is what you see is what you get. That's what I would normally associate with the Queen of Wands and 3 Cups. What you see is what you get, baby. Right here. Boom. Check it out. They don't have the behaviors to back it up. So if you've ever been in long-term connections where somebody presented themselves as, this is who I am, you can expect stability from me and long-lasting love. Turns out, no. I have a feeling that that's what I'm seeing here. Somebody who does not live up to their ID. Anyway, trials. It's like it's a temporary trial. Why did it hit you so hard? I want you to think about that. Number 17, Sagittarian energy here. It doesn't have to be. Okay. Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.